What's going on, yo? How y'all doing? Long time no see. Well, it hasn't been that long, I guess, but y'all seen the title of the video, you know what we getting into. Um, I'm reviewing these needles. These are some new needles on the market. Uh, they said sent me some and asked me to try them out, so I'm trying them out. So this is the brand is Kintattoo. These are the Napoleon needle cartridges. Let's see, we got 7 round mag, 3 round liner, 5 round liner, 17 mag. Ooh, I haven't used a 17 in a minute. And can y'all see that? Nine round mag. Okay, so I'm gonna test them all out. So far, I have used on actual skin the what you call it. This is the 11 mag, which I didn't bring up here, but they have an 11 mag. I used that on real skin. I like that one a lot. Hey, how you doing from the UK? Appreciate you for tapping in. I don't know how to say your name, so I don't want to mess it up. But let's open up these. Well, I just showed y'all what they look like, but they look good quality though too. They're really sturdy. I like the casing. These casings like extra wide, so that's what I do like because I like to hold the cartridge sometimes when I'm working. So that's a pro. So far, I like how it handles ink because some tubes are like the design's really skinny. It's not focusing on that. The design's really skinny, so on most tubes, but this one I feel like it does it well. And then there's also this thing where I don't know if y'all can see that. See that like kind of those little prongs on the side, almost like a what do you call that? A harpoon or whatever, like an arrow at the end. It's like keeping the needle from wobbling inside the cartridge. I haven't seen that. I don't know if y'all have before, but I thought that was really nifty. So yeah, that was really cool. And it's pretty stable. Like you can see it does a little tad bit of wobble in there, but overall, very stable, strong. Has the plunger system. You guys can see that rubber stretching in there. Um, so that's cool. And I'm gonna compare them to the Quadrant and Cheyenne needles. Oops. Let me get this open. Some good plastic on here. Put that off to the side here. All right, so I like the boxing too. I don't know if that means a lot to y'all, but I'm very particular with boxing because I like to keep my station organized, and if it's harder to access the needles, boxing irks my soul. So let's see. Okay, so the plunger, ear cap, safety membrane, that's what they call it. Positioning ring. So I don't know what that is. See, that's not there. I don't see a positioning ring in this one. It has that like those things that I was talking about earlier, but I don't see like a ring like that. So maybe it's somewhere in the other ones. I don't know. Or in these. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't look like that. I mean, it is a positioning thing, but it's not like that in the ring. But there they go. But yeah, that's so they look nice. I like how they look. Let's take some practice skin out and see how it goes. See how it works on fake skin. Whoa, where's my practice skin? Oh, there it goes. Okay. Cool. So, sorry, y'all. Should have got set up first before I started this. I wasn't thinking all the way. But yeah, let's put. Oops. Let's get all this stuff out the way so we can have our setup going. I'm gonna try these mags out first. I want to open up the bigger mag and try that one out. Yeah, I want to try the big mags out first, and then we're gonna go over to the liners. And then after we do the liners, I'm gonna compare them between the Quadrant and the Cheyenne. So let's just get a little setup going real quick. For the sake of just testing, we're gonna simplify things. I'm gonna do a 100% black and and like a 50 wash. I don't think we need too much in between that, honestly. Do they have different tapers? I'm not sure. I think they all, as far as I'm concerned, have the same taper. I didn't see any differences on their website. So I'll have to look into that additionally before the video's out and make sure. Oh, wait. Here we go. So it looks like they do. Sorry, I didn't even look at this. So yeah, so they got a 3.5 millimeter taper, 5.5 millimeter, and a 7 millimeter taper. Jeez. And then they also have, that's cool, they have the textured ones. I like the textured needles because it helps like the ink from spilling out all over the place. Semi-textured and polished, so those are cool. And then this is all the sizes they have. So they come from 1 to 15 liners, 3 to 15 shaders, a 5 mag to a 25 mag flat, and then a 5 mag to a 25 round mag. So that's cool. They got some nice spectrum there. I like that a lot. They're really sturdy needles. So like I said, I used them already on actual skin, and I liked it a lot. It was very comparable to Quadrant, I must say. I haven't used the liners yet, so you're gonna have to see how that comes with me because I haven't used the liner yet. But we're gonna see it on this practice skin and see how it goes. Retail value of each box. My bad. You said you were on the website. Do you see how much the boxes are? Let me get my I'm sorry, y'all. I'm all over the place. Let me grab my iPad and my machine. I'll move this mic real quick. Sorry, 1 second. Okay. So grab my iPad so I can see you guys' comments because I cannot when I'm on the freaking software updates. Here we go. Okay, so sorry, I see your comment now, Joe. You said you got a question about your ink caps. Yeah, what was your question about my ink caps? I'll answer that for you. And Rapid Tax, $18 to $25. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Oh, Joe said, how much do you spend on ink cups? So like the ink itself or like the ink caps? Because if the ink caps, I just order them on Amazon. They're like sterilized ink caps, and they're like for a big bag of them. Or I go to the supply store, but I go on either on Amazon or the big bag. I'll show you right now. It's like these big jumbo bag. So yeah, and those are usually the least often transaction I have to make. Sorry, just putting this mic through. But yeah, the least often transaction I have to make, so I don't worry about that too much. But yeah, I don't remember how much those are, but I don't remember them being too much. So I hope that answers your question, Joe. Someone left a like. Appreciate the like. Yeah, so they sent me these. This isn't sponsored. They want me to be a sponsor, but I wanted to test them first before making any agreements. So we're still in that process. But they just sent me these, and in exchange, I said I'd make a review video for them. So this is me testing them out, seeing what they do. Okay, so we got our ink. Let's get a few paper towels up here. Okay, so we got our 7. Let me get that bigger mag out up here too, and a liner, and then we'll test both of those out. Don't take this as normal tattoo procedure because I'm not following standard issue health code here when it comes to that. So, Rolco, you said, hey, is the Wireless Easy EvoTech good for beginner starter tattoo machine? I have not heard of that. This sounds high tech, honestly. Do you know the specs of them? So what is the motor? Like what company built the motor, and what is the stroke of the machine? If you can tell me those things, then I can tell you whether or not that's a good machine or not. I mean, honestly, you can start with any machine. There's no like starter machine. It's really more so about the artist's skill, because like there's obviously a machine's gonna make your job easier, but if you're just starting, just get the hang of a machine. Any machine you can get your hands, honestly, is just. I started with a $60 machine, and I did tattoos on actual skin with that machine. That was crazy, but yeah. So it's not really about. You don't have to be super particular with the machine. First, develop the skills, and then based off your skill set and what tattoos you want to do, I would then select a machine that would best serve me in the style. Whether I want like a better lining machine, if I plan to do a lot of line work, if I want a color packing machine, if I plan to do color, a black and gray soft shading machine that'll make my job easier if I do a lot of that. So it really just depends on those things, really, honestly. So if you're starting out, it's good to just get your hands in any machine, probably one that's just like a good all around rather than a specified particular machine, and go from there. So we got our machine up there. Now let's get the, what about the Dragonhawk M4? I don't know. Rap Attack, you said round mags have an X taper? Damn. Excuse my language, but that's a long taper on a round mag, honestly. I've never seen that before. Okay, last thing. Okay, yeah. So let me get this, where's this? That's the 17 mag. So I'm gonna get a liner. Let's do a 5-round liner. I like 5-round liners. So do a 5-round liner, and where the heck is the? Where's the? This is the wrong 17-round mag. Oh wait, that's the biggest one that gave me 17. I'm thinking about what I read on the bag. I'm looking for 25s. Okay. Okay. So we got our 17 right there. And then let's get our, okay. Okay. All right. So now we got that up there. Let's scoot this over. He said, Rolko, he said 3.5 millimeter stroke. Okay, that's perfect stroke length because that's like right in the middle. So that'll allow you to do pretty much everything with that stroke. So that's good. 5 to 12 volts. That's a good range. And not that heavy. It seems good for beginner tattoo machine. Yeah, cool. Did you get to check what the motor was? If it says you want to look for Farbenhauser motor, if that's how you pronounce it. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but you want to look for that because that's like a well-known brand that makes all the motor, like makes pretty much 90% of the machine motors of the rotary motors you see in tattoo machines today. Like they supply pretty much everybody because it's basically almost all the same motor anyway, just different like specs when it comes to the structure of the machine aside from that. Okay, so let's move this over a little bit and then bring it down so you guys can see and get a little closer here. Here we go. You tried CNC machine? Yeah, so the machine I had before with the Bishop Juan Packer was the CNC Cobra. They don't make that one anymore, but I liked it a lot. It was a really good machine, honestly. I kind of miss it. I was trying to buy it again because I liked it that much. But they don't, that's when I found out they don't make it anymore. So yeah, CNC is a good brand, honestly. I used another live video where oops, that's the wrong way. Another live video where I went with my friend Dakar and we tried out the different machines. Multiple were from CNC, so they're a really good brand. I like their stuff. Okay, let's start with this 17 mag. This is the one I'm curious about, honestly. So we're gonna start with that. Joe, you said you've been using that set for about 3 months now? Okay. How you liking it so far, Joe? So we're gonna, oops, crap, spilling stuff. Okay, forgot which one was the 50 wash. Was it to my right or to my left? I don't know. One thing I noticed about these needles is that they have like a very far like, or maybe no, actually no. Actually, that's not true. Okay. So love it is smooth and you can set it up easy. Let me zoom in a little bit for y'all. Okay. And set it. Oh, you can have, so it has settings. Can y'all see that? Is that zoomed in enough? You can zoom in a little bit more. That's better. Oop. I like how this feels. It feels like Quadrant, I would say. I say this as far as the feel of the machine. I mean, the cartridges, I say it's very similar to Quadrant. I don't know if anyone uses like the same like, what is that called? The plunger membrane or whatever that's called. I don't know if everyone uses the same one because I felt like Cheyenne's, their safety cartridges, the plunger membrane's like extra stretchy, so it feels like you get a lot more give. So it's like fun with like black and gray shading, like it's great for that. But if you're trying to color pack, that thing, it's like probably a nightmare to use it like that. I like their craft ones because they have the safety and they have the craft from by Cheyenne, and I like the craft. This moves. You can use the pedal or double click the button on the power supply and forget the pedal. Oh, that's cool. So it has a built-in power supply. Hip hop, you said, how about the police cartridges? I haven't used police cartridges yet. I think I've heard of them, so I'm pretty sure I should give those a go too. So that was our 50% wash. I'm using 100% right here. What did it say the gauge of this are? These are, what gauge? 35? 35 gauge? It doesn't say it on here. I forgot what it is. Did it say 30? Yeah, it is 35. Okay, so these are 35 gauge, which I like, because that's technically bug pin, which I prefer bug pin since I do a black and gray realism. I want the dots that it makes, like that. I want the dots small as possible so everything looks smoother if I'm going to be using a mag. So that's why I like bug pin. So I really like that. Pretty sure they're all bug pin. I don't know if they gave me any variants. But yeah, that's nice. I like that. So I'm gonna label that so we remember, because I'm gonna use the Quadrant in comparison and see if we see any difference. Let's bust out this 5-hour liner. So let's bust out this 5. So I think the liners are bug pin too, because this kind of feels like a 3 really. So it must like a. Pulling the line real quick. I'm on 5.5 volts, so that line was kind of like undersaturated. Let me go to like 6. Okay. I like how they're feeling. They feel nice and sturdy. There's not a lot of needle sway. Because I've had that where I use a cartridge and then like you pull in a line and the needle wobbles inside the cartridge, so it makes your line uneven, and it's a nightmare if you're doing super fine lines. So I like this. These are very sturdy. Let's label these so we remember which one this was. This is the, I'll put Kin, so we know that one. So that's Kin, right? And let's go ahead and bust out these, whatchamacallits. Let's go to Cheyenne next, since that's like the, I would say, an industry standard of sorts. We got our, well, unfortunately, I only have liners with Cheyenne at the moment, so we're gonna try this liner out. But at least with the quadrant, I do have, where's my, I have the 15 mag with quadrant. So we'll do a 15 mag, and then we'll do a, ooh, I hope that's not my last 7. Oh, we do have more 7s. Okay, so we'll do a, let me zoom out a little bit here. We'll do the 15 mag with quadrant and the 7. Now I like quadrant, it's the color for me. I like the color so much, so that's why I like quadrant too. It kind of matches my bishop wand, so that's another thing. I know it's like, doesn't really matter, but I'm big on aesthetics. So if it just looks better while I'm tattooing, for some reason I feel like I just work better. I don't know, I'm weird like that. But the blue is a nice tint on these Napoleons though too. I like the blue. So I don't like regular clear ones. I don't feel like those are boring to me. Like I've seen some cartridges that are red too. I think those are cool. Are those the police ones that are red? Does anybody know? Okay, let's zoom in here and let's pull a line with this. Now, this is a Cheyenne safety. This isn't a craft, so I know these typically aren't as sturdy. Wow. I mean, even for that though, look how, I don't know if that was me or the liner, but in this Cheyenne, you see how like that was, see how crispy that line is though? This is, and that's the Kin line. So maybe I was just warmed up, but that line just felt crispier. You feel a little bit more give, so it does make it kind of easier. It makes you feel like it's more like a coil with the safety. But if you're pulling bolder lines, it sucks, but finer lines, these are great. So let's pull another one. Ugh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I forget, I do like these a lot. I forget how much I like these, but Cheyenne's a bit more, well, the craft is a bit more expensive. And you usually get less in the craft. Like some in their power, they have power liners. Those are amazing, but you only get like 10 in a box, and the box is like 40 bucks. I'm like, whoa. Let's do some, just for kicks, let's do some stipple shading with this, the Cheyenne, just so we have at least some. I keep bumping the tripod, guys, sorry. All over the place. Okay. So let's do some stipple shading with this. Yeah, you just feel like more relaxed when using this, the safety, because I feel like the membrane in the cartridge is has a lot more give than most, and that's why they call it safety. So it's better for beginners, I feel like, because I do feel the difference. This Cheyenne safety does have like a lot of give, so I don't have to rely on my hand motion as much. So let's put a Shay. We'll put Shay up here for Cheyenne. So that's Cheyenne. And then, all All right, and then my faves of lately, let's bust out these, let's bust out a quadrant liner. We got the quadrant 7-round liner. These are 35 gauge. So let me see, what gauge was that? Cheyenne, I don't know what gauge that Cheyenne was. I'll have to look again. Cause some say it on the cartridges, some don't. I like that they do that. So yeah, this is a 7-round liner with quadrant. So let's go ahead and pull a line with this quadrant. Yeah, see, I was a little bit more wobbly on that one. I'm not gonna lie. That one definitely was just bolder because it's the 7, but I feel it does hit harder than than the kin liners. I feel like just a tad bit, which I like because I like to do bolder lines sometimes. So with quadrant, I like that a lot. Let's pull another line just to see again. Yeah, so crispy. It's all crispy lines. But yeah, you get way less give with the quadrant. They just hit so hard. Let's do a mag on the quadrant next. Let's start off with a 50 wash. See, yeah, quadrant just hits so hard. Like, so hard. It's like, it feels so sharp. So there's like virtually no give with the quadrants. Which for my technique, I like to stick the needle kind of far and use a give through my hand. So it works for me, but if someone's starting out, I wouldn't recommend quadrant because those things are so, like, look at that. You guys can see that. Like, it's a lot. And that's both, see, this is 50 on the Napoleon cartridges and this is 50 on the Cheyenne. I didn't do as many passes, but like that'll show you the dots are super fine. See how tiny the dots are on that one? And it's like hitting really hard. So you kind of almost have to approach it with a lighter hand. So that's what I do like. I think I'll play around with the Napoleon some more because I do like that it makes it easier. Find that you're, like if you're packing, color packing, the quadrant's amazing just because of how hard it hits. And then the Napoleons though, I think I like these a lot for black and gray shading. Okay, so let's wipe this off and check it out. Okay. So y'all see that? There's the difference there. Look pretty similar. It's really the feel is the difference. So that's the difference between these three. I like these, they're all different, but they're all really great. All great quality between those, honestly. The build of the cartridge is pretty similar. Let me zoom out a little bit because I liked that quadrant's, this part right here. This one's thicker, so I like when I'm holding it, it makes it easier. This quadrant is a bit thinner. And then you can see that taper. See how thin that is where the needle comes out from? So it makes it easier to control like ink spill. This one's a lot wider. You can see the difference like that. night and day, darn near there. And then the whole tube was what, so you could probably hold more ink in this one. So it might get messier, so you just need, I'd probably put the same amount anyway. Let's see, what did y'all ask? Hey Q, when I try color packing small areas with the round liner, it comes out patchy. Any tips? Yeah, you gotta, do you do tiny circles or do you like cross hatch or do you like go back and forth? Cause I like doing the tiny circles, but you really gotta be patient with it and go as low as possible with the voltage. And make sure you're not using bug pins too. Use a regular gauge packing liner to help you get those bigger dots and it'll saturate a little faster and hit kind of different. Frank, you said I just got here. Which is the best needles for color packing? That's a good question. I should try color packing, or let me just go to straight black. No, actually, no, that's too thin. Yeah, let's get some color in here. I'll try color packing with between the Quadrant and the Napoleons. So let's get some. What do we got here? What do we got? Let's get a. Ooh, that's too dark. Let's get this blue. Let's do blue. So yeah, Frank, we're gonna try color thing because that was a good idea. I was almost forgot about that. So let's pour some blue and see which one does better. I feel like it's gonna be easier to pack it in with the Quadrant, but I feel like the feel of the Napoleon might feel a little better. Because sometimes Quadrant does just like hit crazy hard and it just feels like you're hammering your client. But let's pour this blue in here. Okay, so we're gonna switch over to smaller mags for this then. We're gonna compare a 7 mag for the Quadrant and a 7 mag for the Napoleon and see which one. So I'll start with the Quadrant since those are the ones I like the most. Keep my memory fresh on the feel of them. Okay. So we got our blue in here. Let's give it a go. Clean that off. Okay, and we're on 6 volts. Just gonna saturate a little circle. I really like the feel of the 7 mag on the Quadrant. Wormhole needles? I haven't heard of those. So you just got some Chinese, Mike, you said you just got some Chinese needles and they're full of barbs. What's that? Kind of out of date on the lingo. Yeah, that pack, look how solid that packed. And silky smooth. I love these for color packing. Quadrant's great for that. I see some of my favorite artists using them too. That's why I started using them. They sold me. Because they posted every tattoo, you'll scroll over to their picture. You guys probably see on Instagram where they'll like show a picture of Quadrant needles saying they're using that, or they'll tag them in the picture. So I tried them and I was like, oh, I see why they done it with them. Okay, now we're switching to the Napoleon. So let's see how the 7 mag in the Napoleon cartridge feels against the Quadrant. Definitely a bit more give. It definitely, yeah. I feel it's a lot more give compared to the Quadrant, just like the other mags. So you gotta press a little bit harder. Like you gotta add a little bit more weight, but that packed is silky though. Like it looks darn near the same, but I'd say I packed it a little better with the Napoleon. So it's just hard to tell. It gives you a lot more room for error since you gotta press harder. Like with the Quadrant, you got no give whatsoever. You have to like kind of go light and let the machine do most of the work. With this, you get more like range of weight when you're working with the Napoleons, but these are really good though too. Like it looks the same. So like if you're starting out, those Napoleons are probably gonna be really good. And for the price too, I think these are very good quality, especially comparing to Quadrant, because I feel like Quadrant's like top notch. Let me see. Yeah, he said, Frank said, hell yeah, that is good. The Napoleon is good, especially I got a heavy hand, so I don't want to put too much pressure. Yeah, so I think, yeah, for you, Frank, I think these would be really good, because, yeah, the plunger, like, on the Quadrants feels, like, way sturdier for some reason. And then if we look at that, I don't know what taper I have on this one, but for some reason, I don't know, yeah, like the plunger is just waste. Maybe it's hard to tell. Or actually, it wouldn't be sturdier; it'd be less sturdy. Yeah. So the plunger is less sturdy because it's dependent on this one is going to react more so your machine because the plunger doesn't pull the needles back in as harshly. So I feel like you have less give as opposed to this like resists the machine more, so you have more give, like it creates give. So, and so it just depended on your preference, but these are really good. I like these a lot. These are great needles, honestly. So, you guys let me know what you think. I'll put the link once I post this down in the, to them, in the description if you guys want to purchase these needles. Appreciate all y'all for tuning in. I think I'm gonna live stream in a couple of minutes again, showing some like shading techniques for y'all. Since I might as well do that, I'll probably flip this over. You can see that blue here, and then show you guys some more shading techniques. But I'm thinking or I can just show you guys. Yeah, let me close this down. I'll end this video and I'll go live again with a separate live video, just showing you guys a couple of different techniques again. So see you on the video.